It's not easy being the favorite son, because you have to speak, and I've desperately not wanted to speak. But Baruch Hashem, almost everyone that has spoken before has covered things that I wanted to cover, and I'm going to cover them again. Before I begin, though, I just wanted to mention two random things. One is, I'm glad to hear that Ephraim was afraid to go down to the basement because his mother is still afraid to go down to the basement. And the other thing is that Rabbi Fein, I don't mean any disrespect, but he didn't call her Pep Deer all the time, he called her Pep Zisa. And my daughter Ita was 4 years old before she thought that her grandmother's name was Pepsi, until she found out that her grandmother's name wasn't Pepsi. But it's been very, very difficult, and the thing that has literally haunted me for the last 5 years is that on Tisha B'Av and on Yom Kippur, when we read about the Asara Harugei Malchus, and I have 3 pages prepared, and I'm not going to use them, and to your good fortune, but on Tisha B'Av, when Rabbi Yishmael took the severed head of now I can't remember Rav Shimon, and picked it up, and he said, "Peham zgaber b'Torah, pisom niknusom misom mishuna v'chamura." A mouth that was so busy speaking Torah suddenly has such a terrible end. And it has literally haunted me for 5 years since my mother has begun to go downhill, how a woman who was so wise, so capable, so together, was unable or was slowly losing these facilities, the ability to do these things. And the only nechama I have is that all of the things that the speakers who spoke prior to me mentioned were things that I was going to say, and I'm not going to repeat. I just want to share with you 2 or 3 thoughts as a child. Rabbi Fein mentioned the Mesiras Nefesh that my parents had to send my sister Effie away at a young age. But beyond that, I remember in no particular order, I remember as a young child living on Harrison Avenue on Tisha B'Av night, sitting on the floor with my mother and her telling us stories about the Beis HaMikdash, about the Churban Bayis, and I certainly remember how my 2 principals in the day school, Rabbi Paperman Olav Shalom and Dr. Norman Olav Shalom, would come to our house for to confer with my mother, to ask for her advice, and it was something that made a tremendous impression on me, and they valued what she thought and what she said. And also, as a mother, I remember getting up sometimes in the middle of the night as a child and feeling a stomach ache, fever, and trying to go into the bathroom quietly. She was always there. It was like she slept with one eye and one ear open. She was always there and knew when something was wrong. And it's something that was very, very, very special. There was nothing. I mean, it's all been mentioned before, the dedication that she had to Hindi and her family when they needed her, and when all of us needed her, she was always there. But those are things that I remember as a child, specifically about her maternal aspect. So I'm going to, I want to conclude, and I'm going to conclude with a thank you on behalf of my sister Effie and my sister Debbie to Hindi for all that she did over the last 8 years in terms of managing and making sure that that my mother's quality of life would be the best possible, that all of her needs and were taken care of, and we owe her a tremendous debt of hakaras hatov. and I thank her for that. And second only to Hindi is Tina. I